8radio.com.
Welcome to the weekly show.
Hello,
I'm Chuck,
and I am Bonnie. And here we are.
and here we are. So how was your weekend?
Quiet.
Quiet weekend?
Yes.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, it is. You know, very hectic all the time during the week, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, to have a quiet weekend is good.
That's always a good thing. Well, today on the weekly show, Robin Williams remembered. We're going to be talking with Dr. Michelle Gollard about how to notice if somebody you know has depression, if they may be suicidal, and what you can do to help them. But first, Robin Williams remembered. Robin Williams, he was born 1951, so he was 63. American actor and comedian rising to fame with his role as the alien Mork in the TV series. Remember Mork and Mindy?
Of course.
Nano?
Of course. That was
you
my,
want-
I loved it.
Right. He went on to establish a successful career in both stand-up comedy and feature film acting. His film career included such acclaimed films as Popeye, The World According to Garp, Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poets Society, Awakenings, The Fisher King, Good Will Hunting, as well as financial success such as Hook, Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire, Jumanji, The Birdcage, Night at the Museum, and Happy Feet. He also appeared in video Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFerrin. Williams was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor 3 times and won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance in Good Will Hunting. He's also received 2 Emmy Awards, 4 Golden Globe Awards, 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and 5 Grammy Awards. Williams suffered from depression throughout his life and also struggled with drug and alcohol addiction. He was found dead on August 11, 2014, after committing suicide by hanging at his home in Paradise City, California.
It's sad.
It's very sad. I mean, you know, most of us, especially the boomers our age, right, all grew up with Robin Williams. So he was a big part of our lives, and sometimes we don't even realize exactly how big he was because... you go through those movies and you say to yourself, wow, he was in a lot of
I saw
different
almost
movies.
every single one of them.
Right, absolutely. And you don't realize how much you saw of him, until you start reading and you're looking at, how many movies he was in and what he did. He made us laugh all the time.
Well, I was looking at it, and it is almost my entire life. Almost. Because the first time I ever saw him was as Mork in Happy Days. And he got the spinoff to do Mork and Mindy. But when he appeared as Mork, it was in 1978. So I was 8 at the time. So almost my entire life I have been aware of him.
Right. Well, we have Rick Delgado is going to be calling in with his memories of because he met Robin Williams, so we're going to give Rick a call and get him on the line. But he was a little closer to him because he did a lot of bike rides as well as Robin Williams did, and that was a big part of his life. He spent a lot of time in the community in San Francisco, and everybody in San Francisco knew him. So
Regular hometown guy kind of.
regular hometown guy, yes. Exactly. Do we have Rick on the line? Michelle's for later. We're supposed to call Rick, Matt.
I don't think he knew that. So let's talk to Michelle. No?
How are you doing, Michelle?
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hi.
What was
I'm
your
doing-
what was your remembrance of Robin Williams?
I relate to Bonnie. I mean, I was a huge Mork and Mindy fan. I definitely, my mom bought me at Kmart the Mork and Mindy outfit. I had the cream pants and the suspenders and the whole thing because I'm your age too, Bonnie. So those are my memories. It's my childhood.
So you were the Mork and not the Mindy?
I tend to be pretty dominant male.
I don't think there really was any Mindy stuff. It was all Mork.
It was all
Yeah.
Mork.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, I wanted to be, I mean, he got to do stuff. He came out of an egg and he, had all these special powers and
And he rode around in a car upside down.
exactly, right? Right. I think, like you said, it's our childhood and so many funny movies. And I know for me as a parent, watching a lot of those movies again with my kids and new ones,
Yes.
but all those, the childhood movies that really, that he is so talented and he will be so missed. And again, I know what we're talking about too is obviously how he died.
Yes.
And suicide and depression and how it really can be, a silent killer for a lot of people and how many people are affected. So
Right.
it's just at least out of his death as a psychologist, I'm hoping we're going to get a lot more awareness around the issues of depression and mental health and the need for therapy and medication.
Right.
So it's really not I'm not sure how to ask it. There's the therapy and then there's the medication. Are they exclusive or they have to be done together? How does that work?
I think it really depends on the type of depression. There's a variety of different types of depression. But
Okay.
if your depression is a biochemical brain, what we call a brain disorder, brain disease, where your brain is not producing enough serotonin and things that we need that equalize mood, then you're going to need medication. And then the other kind of depression that happens can be very situational.
Right.
Let's say grief or things like that, where you may use some medication or not, but that you don't necessarily need medication long term.
So you can work your way through that and eventually be cured, where a chemical
Yes.
one it's permanent.
Yeah, to me, I'm not for or against medication for any mental health disorder, but I certainly know with my clients those that need it. And when you need it and you're not using it, it's really hard to get you out of a hole that you're in.
Right.
Because it's gonna it's like treading water, or like I say, it's like trying to live life with in quicksand,
Right.
Right.
and you just can't get ahead.
Well,
So-
it seems that according to the CDC, there were 39,518 suicides reported last year.
Wow.
I mean, it's the 10th leading cause of death for Americans, and apparently suicides among middle-aged Americans have risen sharply in the past decade, prompting a concern that the generation of baby boomers will face years of economic worry, maybe, and easy access to prescription painkillers, maybe have a little bit of an issue with the self-inflicted harm.
Absolutely. And I think that there's a lot of, one of the things I think is important too about Robin Williams' death is the male experience of depression. And I know after the economic fall of '08, there were a lot of men who exhibited signs of depression and struggled because of the financial insecurity and ended up unfortunately killing themselves as well. So there's a variety of cultural, economical, and then of course biochemical, and then also the other issue that Robin Williams had, and a lot of individuals with depression can have are substance abuse disorders.
Right.
And so, and that contributes to suicide in the disorder as well, because alcohol and other drugs are also depressants.
Right.
Do they counteract the medications that he's on, or is he just not taking his medications?
That I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Robin Williams was on medication. I think there's also a question if he may have actually had bipolar disorder, which is a different disorder than just major depression, but it can have the highs and the lows. So one of the sides of it is depression. But I think what the drugs and alcohol do, and my thought about Robin Williams is that, he had a relapse that he hadn't had one in a while, in many years.
Right.
And I think that for people who deal with drugs and alcohol issues, there's a lot of shame around it.
Yeah.
So besides the emotional depletion that drugs and alcohol can do to your serotonin and to your judgment, I mean, literally
Right.
how we judge things.
Right.
It can also just bring on such intense shame, and especially
Yeah.
if you're a public figure,
Right.
Sure.
that to have relapsed.
Right, to relapse and have to battle with it again, and it gets at some point, I'm sure it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that's got to be a terrible thing. Now, the one thing we wanted to try to put out there is, now, how do you tell if somebody is depressed? A friend, a family member, a loved one, they're depressed. Maybe they might be suicidal. How do you tell? What are the telltale signs?
Well, I think when someone is depressed, what you're going to see is, and sounds obvious, but really a change in mood. That maybe they're no longer interested in doing the activities that they used to. Maybe they used to go and play poker. Now they don't want to. Maybe they're not interested in watching their favorite TV shows. There is just a general disinterest in life and in engagement with people. They can be tearful. They seem to not care about as much anymore around things. So they're tearful. They can also, the other way a change in mood can be, and this is typically for men, is they can be more agitated and irritable. So male depression can look a lot like anger and impulse control issues.
Right.
So there's that. Talks about feeling hopeless and helpless, and things just seem so overwhelming and dark, lethargic, not getting out of bed, not eating enough or eating way too much. Any of those sorts of symptoms are indicative. So.
Now, I guess counseling is one way to deal with it.
Yeah.
You think counseling is the first defense, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that that's one of the things that's so important with this issue, and for men, is that talk therapy is critical in these situations, particularly for men, because they don't talk to a lot of people. And what we do know is that's the only way, unless you happen to have some relationship with your general practitioner, which I don't think a lot of people have the way like our parents did.
Right.
That even male depression is going to be seen. So often, a lot of men come into my practice, quite honestly, because their spouse is like, something is happening, and it's not okay, and I'm worried about you, and that's how at least the men who are over 40, 45 in my practice seem to come in.
Right.
And talk therapy is critical. And I think then that's where the evaluation of if medication is needed or not. And really, the other way that people can go if they don't want to talk to a therapist is, go to your priest or your rabbi or your someone in your spiritual community that you can talk to about what is happening, because they also are trained to look for signs of depression and what would be needed, and they may be able to get them into therapy or at least start them down a different road.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. That's a great idea. All right. Any more questions?
Any more thoughts?
I've noticed that there seems to be there's a lot of people dealing with depression right now, it seems. But I've also noticed it seems to be very, very prevalent in the celebrity community.
Right.
Is there a link between the personality type that becomes a celebrity or strives to be a celebrity and people who actually suffer from depression?
Well, one, I think it's tough to be a celebrity and to struggle.
Sure.
Because you're doing everything in front of the public eye. So I think that's where, we just happen to have a lot more information around celebrities that struggle, right?
True.
But I think that, the personality, and it's when you're in a celebrity, whether you're an actor, and I guess we're primarily talking about actors, it's a tough business. And it's
Absolutely.
a serious business about money and power. And I always say, and I have a lot of clients that are celebrities or work in the business, everybody has someone above them.
Right.
Everybody answers to somebody.
Right.
And it's a lot of pressure for those celebrities. Now, what you're talking about is maybe that personalities that are more narcissistic, right? Sort of attention seeking, that can be celebrities. And the reality is that, if you're tend to be narcissistic and you're used to attention and then it goes away, or you get bad press and bad publicity, that can happen. And it also lends to drug addiction and things like that because of, easy access.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
to
sure.
things.
Yeah, I mean, if they have the money for it, absolutely. I mean,
Right.
does it
And-
lead to drug addiction, or does it come from drug addiction? Or, because people don't necessarily have to have a drug addiction in order to be suicidal.
No.
Obviously.
My sense of people who struggle with alcohol and drug addiction, often they have other underlying stressors and issues that they're not dealing with, and they turn to alcohol and drugs or sex or other things to numb themselves, distract themselves, and to help them not feel what they're feeling. So often if someone comes in and they have a drug and alcohol issue, they're going to have often some other underlying trauma or another mental health issue, whether it's depression, anxiety, ADD, bipolar disorder, something that sort of made them reach for substances to self-medicate.
Right.
Right.
Well, this is a very sad time.
It is. It's really sad, and I think
is.
that what I would encourage people to do if you're concerned about a family member, one of the things that people try to do is sort of talk people out of their depression in their family, or it makes us very uncomfortable for them to be struggling. And I think that really just being there and asking, how are you? What can I do for you? Offering to help find a therapist for someone, being the one who mentions therapy, not being embarrassed or ashamed that that's an alternative and an option. And I think that's really critical, that family members start to reach out as they can to people they're concerned about.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Michelle. We appreciate it, Dr. Michelle Garland. Now, you have a show starting on in radio September 9th.
That's right. That's right. The BNN, the Bully News Network, very excited about it. And we're going to help people who have been bullied, struggle with bullying, and anything related to that. And one of the interesting things, to jump back to Robin Williams, I guess that he was severely bullied as a child and was overweight.
Really?
And, nobody really talked much about that, and someone was speaking about that when they were talking about him. So I think that, and again, we know when people are bullied that they are more likely to suffer than in their future with a major mental illness.
Right.
So it's just important to be aware of all of that. But we're very happy to be on InRavio.com and look forward to starting.
Excellent.
All right, so we'll see you September 9th, Tuesday, September 9th on radio.com.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Dr. Michelle. Thank you.
So, that was a lot of good information.
Yeah, we'll take a break and we'll be back right after this.
Sounds good.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Hey, this is Chris Less Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
And we are back with the weekly show.
Hello.
Welcome back to the weekly show. So let's do some stupid news.
Okay. So a chicken company in Wales is defending its brand new logo. Take a look at that logo.
Okay,
What do you see?
it's a dirty bird.
Well, they're defending it because customers are complaining that it looks a little too much like something else.
Really?
Do you see it?
Yeah, they need to get their mind out of the gutter.
You don't see it?
I see it, but
I
still,
see
come on.
it after they talked about it.
Do you?
Yeah,
I saw it right away, but
I don't know if I would have went right there. I probably, well, maybe I would have.
well, I mean, you got the feathers and stuff, and
Yeah.
it looks like a. If I just saw the logo, I don't know. I probably would have had to look. The beak really makes it the bird, you know.
Right.
Yeah, the beak really gives it away. The beak in the eye. But
Oh, I don't know that I would have known it had anything to do with chicken,
oh, okay.
but I don't know if I would have automatically thought that it had that it was something.
Something
Dirty.
Something dirty. Yeah.
Right.
Hence the dirty bird part.
No, that just happens to be the name of the place.
Really,
Yes, it's Dirty Bird Fried Chicken.
dirty bird fried chicken.
Yeah.
Would you eat at a place called Dirty Bird Fried
No.
Chicken? Really?
No.
Probably not, right?
No, that you might
Salmonella chicken. Come on down, everybody.
Exactly.
We're having a party.
Exactly.
Get a bucket of salmonella.
You know, yeah.
What would you like for your sides? We've got baked beans, salmonella, French fries.
or a little roadkill.
I mean, exactly. Who's going to buy from the Dirty Bird?
No.
I don't know.
No,
It's a new one.
yeah. A
In
mother.
Wales. I guess they're different over there.
I guess.
They march to a different drum.
Yeah,
They do have the Queen. What can I say?
true.
Yeah.
Very true. The logo's designer says it is not intended to be offensive and that it's all in the eye of the beholder. It was just that they used the D and the B, they put them together, and they made the chicken.
Dirty Bird.
Yes.
Yeah. The backwards D and B.
Exactly.
Anybody in the know who saw the backwards D and B would think of DB. You'd have to be, Matt laughs, but he's not in the know. I mean, you know. It's an audio thing.
Oh, well, yeah.
They make audio products. That's actually their symbol.
I thought you were going to your other favorite conspiracy theory thing
What's that?
with the D and the B. D.B. Cooper.
Oh, no. I don't know what his logo is, but I know what their logo is. It's very similar. Minus the feathers. It's the same logo.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, it's the same logo.
Okay. So this next story is actually a good one for you.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A father of 6 has come up with a novel way of raising spirits for mourners at his funeral.
Give them cash.
Well, that would definitely do it, but no,
That
actually,
always seems to work, to raise spirits, I've found.
no, it's spirits, because he had a special coffin made for himself.
Really?
Yes.
It's a Jack Daniels bottle.
Yes, it is.
That might be the way I need to go. I'm just afraid they'll probably charge you extra for the long neck.
Yeah, it's 10 feet long.
Yeah.
This coffin. I'm thinking they should have made it so that that more of it opened. It probably would have been really hard to hinge it, but
Yeah.
more of it opened and just make the whole thing smaller. You know, he paid 3,000 pounds. That's like, I don't know, $4,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not bad for a coffin.
Not
That's
really.
pretty good.
No, not bad at all.
That's actually really
And
good.
it's a pretty nice job, by the way.
We need to contact him. You know, if you really look at the pictures, by the way,
Hopefully, I'm not going to need a coffin that wide.
or that soon.
Well, that soon. Yeah, either way.
No, but go back, bring me
Might
the-
be a good way to get a vacation, though. I don't
Yeah, or a nice long nap. Now, give me the
that would-
picture
that
again
would
for a
too.
second, Matt.
wake up with quite a headache if I did that.
That one, actually, is there another one? No, there isn't.
Looks like
Yes,
there is a
yes,
top
that
to it.
one is good. That one's good. Take a look at the top, just below the number 7. Do you
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
It's a bubble.
Yep.
Okay, and if you look at the cover,
That's where
just
his eyes
below the
stick out.
labels, no, below the label, there's 2 more bubbles.
Okay.
Okay, now imagine this if it was laying down.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in it, he's laying down. The bubbles would be at the top, right where they are.
I got you.
Is that cool or what?
Right.
I guess nobody else knows. Nobody noticed that. I noticed that. That's some pretty good, thought that went into that with the artist. I'm kind of impressed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? A Florida man attacks a pregnant lady with a cheeseburger. Bad use of a cheeseburger, I say.
Yes, never attack with a cheeseburger.
I would
Always
not.
eat the cheeseburger.
I would not use a cheeseburger. Absolutely would not attack somebody with a cheeseburger. That's a bad use of a cheeseburger. But anyway, a 23-year-old man has been arrested after he hit a pregnant member of his family with a cheeseburger and then pushed her over like a weeble.
Oh, that poor woman.
Yeah.
Okay, he hit her with a cheeseburger and got arrested.
Right.
How big
In
or
the
how
heat of the
hard was
argument.
this cheeseburger that he could be arrested for
I
it?
don't know. He later went home and surrendered to the deputies while saying, "I have problems.
I don't have a
Yeah.
cheeseburger anymore.
I don't have a cheeseburger anymore. I'm hungry."
Yeah. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got a little bit more about the coffin guy. I just want to finish it because it's actually pretty entertaining. I know. How much more could there possibly be? He said he wanted his funeral to be a celebration of life.
Okay.
And so he did this coffin thing. He plans to ask Guinness if they will deliver him to the cemetery in one of their delivery trucks. And the entry music for him, he's actually having entry music. He wants it to be My Way by the Sex Pistols.
He's got entry music.
Yes.
So what is he like, The Rock or something?
No. He's just a funny guy. And he plans to set up, believe it or not, a headstone with a solar panel and an iPad that will play pictures of this coffin, from start to finish as it was being made. I'm thinking.
Oh, on it for the
Yes.
people that are coming up.
Yes, give it 3 days,
you know
somebody
what?
will steal it.
That's no. I mean, I'm not talking about while he's buried, right? He's talking about while he's being shown.
I don't know. He says his headstone is going to have a solar panel
the headstone.
iPad.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
So
It's gone.
Yes, give it 3 days. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Tops.
Well, this one's a nice. I got a little picture with this. Matt will stick it up. But a Lakewood man dials 911 to report a drug dealer on a corner. Now later he realized that the drug dealer on the corner
Yes.
was a sign that said drug dealer.
Wait a minute. There really wasn't actually a drug dealer.
No, he said there's a drug
Please
dealer
tell me
on
that
a
there was
corner.
the sign and there was a little kid sitting underneath the sign and he figured, well, he's got a sign.
No, it's
No.
just no kid.
Darn.
He just realized midway through the call that he may not have all his information correct.
Wow.
He did say, according to the police blotter, it included this dispatcher's frantic narrative. Male standing on the corner in a white T-shirt thinks he might be dealing drugs. Caller asked to disregard and said it was not a person, it was just a sign that he was seeing.
Did the sign have on a white shirt?
Apparently not.
Okay. See, that could be taken so many different ways. Male standing on a corner wearing a white shirt thinks he's dealing drugs. Is he not sure whether he's dealing drugs or not? I'm standing on a corner. I don't know what I'm doing. I might be dealing drugs. Maybe
But
not.
I'm not.
I don't
But I'm
know.
not sure.
No? Well, maybe. All right. I have, believe it or not, a new study. They're
Okay.
doing studies all the time, so, They've come up with the list of the most corrupt states in the country. Okay? So
The most corrupt states.
the most corrupt states.
Now, this
The-
is not politicians,
No. This is just states in general. The most corrupt.
the people in the states.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
So we've got
All
our
right, I'm with you
entire country.
All right, I got you.
Okay. The top most corrupt state in the country
Okay.
is Mississippi.
Really?
Really, believe it or not.
I would have not come up with Mississippi.
I wouldn't have either. But
Not-
I went through the top 10, and it's actually kind of entertaining. The number two top corrupt state in the country is Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Keep an eye on the map.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3 is Tennessee. Okay. Number 4, Illinois. This is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all touching.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, then number 4 is Pennsylvania.
Number
so
5.
that one's a little out there.
Number
Then
5.
Number 5, number 5 is Pennsylvania. The next one is Alabama, back to that cluster. And the next one is, that one's a little out of the way.
That's out of the way. Sarah
Yes.
Palin over there. You know.
Right. Moving
That's
along.
understandable.
The next one on the list is South Dakota. Also a little out of the way. But
Just
then,
draw a picture or something. Am I looking for a picture of a bird?
no. Go ahead. Okay, so the
Just wondering.
just keep an eye on the map.
Eye on the map.
We've
Gotcha.
only got 2 left to go. Okay.
right.
Number 9 is Kentucky.
Bum, bum, bum.
And the number 10 most corrupt state in the country is Florida. Now,
Wow.
look at these states, okay? You've got Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois. Okay, Illinois not so much, but those other ones, they're all touching each other. Those are the most corrupt states in the country and where we get most of our stupid news from.
Really? That's true.
Yeah.
When you think of it.
Uh-huh.
Go figure.
It's kind of wild.
I'm guessing Oregon's not in there.
No, Oregon was not in there. No. They said that the Mississippi being the most corrupt state, says the report says that it's also the poorest state in the nation and that it has an incredible amount of corruption, much like the corruption found in a third world country. That's pretty wild.
Really?
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Okay.
Well, how about this? Speaking about chicken, chicken crossing road blocks traffic. So, in fact, a citizen who called the police non-emergency line on Monday evening reported that the chicken's efforts to cross the road in North Portland, Oregon neighborhood were bringing traffic nearly to a standstill. So he assured the dispatcher he was not joking. The dispatcher chuckled and asked a clarifying question. It's just the one chicken? The caller said, yes.
But did they figure out why he was crossing the road?
They did not figure out because when the officers responded, they were unable to locate the chicken.
He was on somebody's barbecue already? Poor chicken. Poor chicken.
Poor chicken crossing the road.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah. Well, Tokyo is at it again,
Okay.
believe it or not, with their inventions. They've got a new one coming out, which I don't think most men are going to want. I can't think of actually any men that are going to want this. Straight, gay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Men are not going to want this. So how they figure it's going to work, I don't know. It is I can't even say, it's a kahai osumi. It's a bra for men.
Why is it flowery if it's for men?
Exactly, that's
Wouldn't
my
it be black?
point.
I could use a black one. I think black is my color.
Okay, yeah, does that really look like a
Doesn't
bra?
look manly.
No, not at all. With the little bow in the middle?
Is there a bow?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, look at that. There's
It's a little bow in the
hard
middle.
to tell, but
and
yeah.
it's actually gathered in the center to, what, I don't know, make cleavage?
Accentuate?
Yeah. And the dummy that they put it on, that's obviously female. That's a female form. And it's got little matching panties too with the
Yeah,
bow on
not
it.
marketing well for that. No, it's like, got to have a guy, in a black one throwing a football around, something like that, try to, something like that.
Yeah. They're claiming
At
that
a hockey
men,
game with his bros, with a beer in one hand,
and a
you know.
man's ear.
and a man's ear,
They're claiming men should wear them to sleep in.
Ah, there you go. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. With the flowers on them. I don't think so. Apparently, this is not the first time Japanese manufacturers have tried
Taking
to...
a shot at this,
Yeah, taking a shot at
trying to
the
make their own,
male bra.
trying to make their own way into the market with
Not
something.
only do I not know any men that would actually wear that with the flowers on it and all, I don't know any men that would wear a man's ear. Really.
True.
Can't think of a single one. They'd just rather let them flap in a breeze, really.
That's it. I mean, if mine got any bigger, I'd never leave the house. Really no point in it. Pretty much got everything I need right there. The food comes through the door, I'm good.
I know.
You know what I mean?
All right. So you want to take a quick little break and we'll come back and talk to Rick? Because
Yeah, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, some final thoughts, and we'll talk to Rick Delgado from the Enravio Hall of Fame and about Robin Williams.
Sounds good.
Be back right after this.
Okay.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural,
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice, and we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
Hey, this is Chris and Les Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
And we are back. Yes, welcome to the weekly show.
Hello.
Remembering Robin Williams today, we have Rick Delgado on the phone. Rick, how you doing?
What? What do you want?
Hey, Rick, how's it going?
What's happening, guys? How are you?
Good.
All right. Be nicer to talk to you under better circumstances, but I know I know you met Robin I know you bike, and I don't bike like you, so I'm not going to put myself in that category. But we bikers, cyclists, if you will. But I know you met Robin at some events, some biking events.
Actually, it wasn't an event. Well, there were two instances. I don't know if you know the first one. The first one was actually kind of excuse me, when I first got into DJing. Actually, went out and bought some records up at Yale, New Haven, up at a place called Cutler's Record Shop, which was a huge place. I mean, just legendary.
Right.
I think it was like maybe 19 or 20 at the time, just poking around looking for 45s when they still had 45s.
Wow.
And it was just when CDs came out, and I see this guy, and he's got, if you remember back then in the 80s, he used to wear that, like, I forget what kind of hat it's called. But it was like, one of those beret hats.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
Right? And he had a long trench coat on, trying to be inconspicuous, but I guess up at Yale it kind of looked normal.
Right.
And he's just kind of poking around, and I noticed he had a pile of like 10, 12 CDs, and he just kept picking something up, putting it in. Now, back then it was like, nobody had CD players.
Right.
And, you're always like, and they were expensive.
Yes.
Because they just came out.
Yeah.
So, I noticed the guy because he had all these CDs and he kind of looked, dressed a little weird. But I thought to myself, kind of looks like Robin Williams. And so I got closer, kind of get closer. You know how you do when you're trying to sneak up on somebody, when you're trying to look at them, but not look at them. And, then when I saw him reach for a CD and I saw all this hair stick out from his sleeve. Like, really, you remember, like, when you first saw the guy in, like, Mork and Mindy.
Yes.
Right. All this hair. And you're like, oh, my God, that's the hairiest man alive.
Right, exactly.
But it was real, and it was, like, protruding from his sleeve. And I was like, my God, I know exactly who that is.
Yes.
That was Robin Williams. And since I'm not the type that, goes up to people and goes, I have to have a picture, you have to do this, you have to... All I did was kind of very quietly just, kind of walk up next to him and just, told him I enjoyed his work. Introduced myself. He said, hi, my name is Robin. It was very nice, very cordial. I could tell he was just kind of on his own, wanted to do his own thing, so I wasn't going to be a dick about it.
Right.
And just, shook my hand. We exchanged hellos, and that was it.
That is cool.
That was
And
nice.
then the cycling thing that Chuck is talking about, it happened my last year. Actually, it was just before I moved back to New York in 2008. Big into cycling. San Francisco, the whole area over there is big into cycling. All those guys who put on the tights, shave our legs and our vaginas, and we go ride our bikes. And I'm up at this one place.
Hey, it's all for the cycling event.
Yeah. I would always stop at this one little place called the Java Hut. And, the term around everybody who rode up there was a Java Slut because they only employed the hottest girls to serve you coffee.
Right.
So that was the main stop. Everybody stopped there just before you hit the mountains. So I stopped,
Right.
and I'm online, and I'm standing there, and I'm standing behind this guy, and he's, doing his order. Then he steps to the side. I do my order, and I'm waiting for it. And all of a sudden, the guy who was in front of me just starts talking, and not only talking, but performing. He was actually performing, and I was looking at him like, my God, that's Robin Williams, and I don't know what I'm seeing.
Right.
Because you read about all this stuff now, all his depression, everything, all the demons he was fighting, and when I thought about that, I'm like, I guess that's part of what he was dealing with, where he couldn't turn it off.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was a performer. He was always a performer, 24/7. Didn't
Yeah.
know how to turn it off.
Nope.
Probably couldn't figure out a way to do it, which is why, I guess he suffered from being bipolar and having those dark episodes and his addiction. But I guess, that was the one side that, when you look at it from that point of view, here's a guy in the middle of a parking lot where they have this coffee thing set up.
Right.
These girls are teenagers. They're in shorts, T-shirts. They're working for the summer trying to make money to go to school. And here's this guy. They might not even know exactly who he is, but he is doing a show. And he's doing a show for them, and they're laughing their ass off.
Right.
And I was just amazed by it, and I was also a little sad. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. He feels like he needs to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you look at him, it's like, this is Robin Williams, major Hollywood star.
Yeah.
Why is he doing the dog and pony show to get coffee?
Yeah.
It's not like he was trying to get it for free.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. It's like he just seemed to like to make people laugh.
Yeah, and I guess that was part of his part of what made him happy was making people laugh, making them happy.
Maybe it was also part of his defense mechanism when he was, a little insecure or something.
Right, exactly. Because I've seen it a lot with a lot of the comics that I've known throughout the years, and the guys that I've worked with, had on other shows,
Right.
and it's almost like they can't function normally.
Yeah.
Or you see that little part of them when the mic goes off, and you're like, wow, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But I know I've been doing some reading online because I know how to read, which is good.
That's always a plus.
Did you guys see the thing with Norm Macdonald, what he wrote? I guess he did this whole Twitter message.
Yes, I saw that.
Nice
I
breakdown.
cried.
And, a bunch of the comics, I guess he's known throughout the years, Lewis Black, all these guys are just, torn up about it.
Yeah. We haven't heard from
those,
Billy
those
Crystal.
were my two touches of greatness.
Yes.
And it was funny, too, because, when I thought back to it, that day at the Jabba Hut in San Francisco, I was like, I didn't even recall, I didn't even bring up or even think to bring up, hey, I met you 20-odd years ago in New Haven. You were buying CDs.
Right.
Right.
I think I was just so caught off guard by the fact that he felt like he needed to perform that I was like, all right. And then we got on our bikes, and I dropped him up the mountain. I was like, see you later.
Meet you at the top.
Right.
But yes, that was my brush.
That's a cool brush.
That's a cool brush.
It was, and it was, like I said, it was outside the norm. It wasn't like backstage anywhere. He wasn't there to promote anything. It was just seeing him out by himself, and you kind of got a small little glimpse as to who the guy was, and the second time I saw him, you really got to see, wow, it's almost impossible for him to turn this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he made a lot of stuff and made a lot of people laugh for a long time. We haven't heard from Billy Crystal about this. And,
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that too in the last couple days. I think he's probably one of the ones who's most affected, at least in Hollywood.
I
Yeah.
would think so, yeah.
They
I
seem
would
to
think
be
he's
close.
you're probably not going to hear from him for the next couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah, between him and Whoopi Goldberg, they did a lot together.
Yeah, remember they used to do that thing on HBO for years and years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I forget the name of it because my brain is going.
I
Escapes me too.
yeah. Comic Relief.
Yeah,
Comic
there you
relief.
go.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved those. The three of them together was amazing.
Yeah, that was some interesting stuff back then.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame to see him go, but it's kind of like he's been around forever. It's just like,
Yeah.
he's always
Yeah, it's kind
somewhere
of
doing
amazing when you
something.
look back. It's like, wow, he kind of did everything.
Yes.
He certainly did. Yeah, voiced overs, and he was just everywhere. Did, voices for this and voices for that, and his own Just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I guess that's another part of it. You know, that whole I can't turn it off thing. He almost felt like he always had to work.
Always had to work, yeah. Always got to be doing something.
Yeah,
And you know what?
we
He's
actually,
one of the lucky ones who, you know, can have a career go that long
yeah.
and be able to work in so many different, you know, facets of it.
Right, and somebody cares about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From movies to TV to animation to,
Yeah.
you know, you name it, stand up.
Yep.
Yeah, and we haven't seen the last of them either.
No, he's got
three
more
movies
stuff coming out,
still
right?
in post production.
Yeah. So that he's going to be busy next year too, whether he wants to be or not.
He's got sequels. He's got things going on.
I know.
I think he's got 2 coming out around Christmas. One is definitely a Christmas one, right?
Yes, yeah.
And
The
then I
one
think
is
he's doing a voiceover as well.
I'm not sure. Yes, he's doing the voice of Dennis the dog in absolutely anything.
Right.
And then he's got Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb, and Merry Friggin' Christmas.
Yeah.
Those are in post production right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie called Death to Smoochie.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, or any of the listeners haven't seen it, if you really want a funny, twisted, dark side of comedy from Robin Williams, that would be the movie to rent.
Yeah. That's
Believe it or
He
not,
just-
I have
he
seen.
he plays a. Oh, that's my stomach. He plays a kids TV host who loses his job, and he's just twisted about it, and is determined to try and get it back no matter what.
right.
And that's all
Sure.
I'll say. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, we'll have to. Don't be a spoiler.
I
Spoiler.
don't want to
I've
tell you
seen
anything
that
about
one.
the ice dancing or anything like that.
No, short of a couple of the animated movies, I've seen everything he's been in.
Yeah.
Every movie.
I mean, yeah. it's
Not
just-
all the TV appearances, but all of his
Yeah,
movies.
over the years, you just wind up seeing it, you know?
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff. All right, Rick, we appreciate you calling in.
Hey, not a problem. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks for thinking of me. Hopefully, you know, we can see each other again soon.
That'd be
under
great.
better circumstances.
Absolutely. We'll have to get together.
But you know, if Lauren Bacall dies, call me because I know everything about it. Oh wait.
Yeah, exactly.
For that joke? Damn.
Oh, wait. We'll do that next week. All right, Rick,
guys,
thanks
have
for
a good
taking the
night.
time out. We'll talk soon.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Rick Delgado from the Inrevio
Family.
family. Yep. So, well, thanks for joining us with this week, the weekly show. And we hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
See you later. Bye.